Risk is part of our lives, and unfortunately, to live means we're going to experience risk throughout our life. But what about older people and younger people living with a disability, where their health or cognition is impaired? We know that as support staff, we have a duty of care to these people, because we spoke about that last time. But does that mean we need to wrap them up in cotton wool to protect them? Well, let's take a look at dignity of risk. Hi, I'm Carrie from Culturally Directed Care Solutions, where we give you the knowledge and tools to provide quality care with confidence. Those who work in the care and support industry probably hear the term dignity of risk bandied around. Dignity of risk describes the right individuals have to take some risk when engaging in life experiences. It's a well-known fact that almost every activity in life comes with some degree of risk, whether that be cooking a meal or driving a car. There's risk, and those risks are managed with things like electrical safety switches in the home or seat belts in cars. Now, if you're a parent, you'll know we often try to anticipate risk and mitigate it wherever possible so that we can protect our children. But we know that if we coddle them too much, doing everything possible to minimize the chance of something adverse happening to them, we end up creating teens and then adults who are ill-equipped to handle life's problems. So what we do is we work with our kids throughout their childhood and introduce them to small risks that teach them lessons on, what to look out for or how to deal with risk. Teaching my own children how to use public transport was stressful for me as a parent because I could see lots of risks. However, I also understood that my children needed to learn these skills to be better prepared as they got older and started flying the nest, quite literally, all over the world. So anyway, I allowed my children the dignity of experiencing risk and learning from these experiences. Dignity of risk is the idea that people have the right to take reasonable risks because that supports both their dignity and their self-esteem. And while we do have a duty of care towards the individuals we support, we also need to be careful that we don't become overly cautious and stop people from doing things that bring them joy or help them to connect back with their culture, their history, or even learn or experience something entirely new. As support staff, it's our responsibility to actually support people to take any risks they choose to take where they are fully aware of the impact and the potential outcome of their actions. Of course, we also want to look at mitigating risk as far as possible for that person, for their family, other clients, staff, and members of the public. You also need to understand that allowing people the dignity of risk doesn't mean that you abdicate your duty of care. You can't use dignity of risk to wave off your responsibility of making sure that the person has thought through the risk or risks that might be involved. Instead, you'll work with the person to review any risks and identify either solutions or come to an agreement with the person that any risk involved is acceptable to them. Now, good communication is really important where risky activities have been identified. So you do need to make sure that family carers or other family members are involved in the process, or at least informed of the client's choices. For organisations, it can be quite a balancing act, supporting clients' decisions and upholding duty of care. So fostering excellent communication techniques and strategies, implementing good policies and procedures, and keeping up with good documentation are key elements of making sure that the well-being of clients is maintained and the organisation is covered against claims of negligence. When it comes to documentation, having a simple checklist that you can work through with clients when risk has been identified can help everyone just stop and consider clearly any of the issues involved. Those organisations who have a subscription to the CDCS Resource Hub will find a Dignity of Risk support tool and examples of how to complete that under the Case Management folder. And if you're enjoying this video, then don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. To sum up then, on occasion, taking risks may threaten the client's well-being, but by recognising the client's rights and empowering the person with relevant information, risks can be managed or at least minimised. Clients can only maintain a sense of identity and self-worth when they feel encouraged to make decisions about their life and are supported to live in a way that brings them meaning.